All right, let's talk Six Sigma. You've probably heard these terms thrown around at work, right? Green belt, black belt. It kind of sounds like a martial arts dojo, but what does it actually mean for a business? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify this whole hierarchy.
So let's start with a really big question, one that pretty much every organization struggles with. How do you build a whole army of problem solvers? I mean, not just relying on one or two go-to experts, but creating an entire culture where everyone is focused on making things better. Getting this right, that's the real game changer. It's what separates the companies that just get by from the ones that absolutely dominate. And the answer to that huge question? Well, it lies right here in this structure, the Six Sigma belt system. It's so much more than just a bunch of fancy titles. Think of it as a roadmap, a really well-thought-out framework. Each and every belt represents a step up in knowledge, a bigger chunk of responsibility, and of course, a greater impact on making the business run smoother.
So, let's climb this ladder of expertise, shall we? We're going to start at the ground floor with the white belt and work our way all the way up to the top, the master black belt. We'll break down each step so you can see exactly how they all connect and build on each other.
Okay, let's start at the foundation. This first part is all about building awareness and support.
All right, first up, the white belt. This is literally the starting line for everyone. Think of it as your orientation, your very first taste of the Six Sigma mindset. The key thing to remember here is that it's not about leading big projects. Not yet. It's all about learning to speak the language.
So what's their focus? It's really simple. Get a basic grasp of what Six Sigma is all about, be able to support the improvement projects happening around them, and, this is a big one, be open and ready to follow new processes when they're rolled out. And look at the requirement, just 2 to 4 hours of training. It's a tiny investment, but it's absolutely crucial for getting the whole company on the same page.
Okay, moving on up to the yellow belt. Now this is where you see a big shift. We're moving from just awareness to active participation. Yellow belts are the folks who get pulled onto project teams and become really valuable team players.
And their role is super hands-on. We're talking about being on the ground, helping to collect data, getting involved in brainstorming and problem-solving sessions, and generally supporting the project leaders. And you can see, the training reflects that. It jumps up to 1 or 2 days because they're taking on a much more active role.
All right, now we're getting into the real leadership roles. We're talking projects and driving change.
First up in the leadership ranks is the green belt, and this role is absolutely pivotal. A green belt is a project leader, but, and this is the key difference, it's usually not their full-time gig. They're still doing their day job, but now they're also using Six Sigma tools to lead improvement projects right in their own department.
And boy, does the responsibility ramp up here. Green belts are expected to lead improvement projects, apply that core DMAIC framework that's defined, measure, analyze, improve, and control, and deliver real measurable results. I mean, look at the requirements. 1 to 2 weeks of formal training, and you have to actually complete a project to get certified. You gotta walk the walk.
And then we have the black belt. Now, if a green belt is a part-time leader, the black belt is the full-time, 100% dedicated expert. These are the heavy hitters. They get assigned to the organization's biggest, gnarliest, most complex problems.
And what's so interesting about the black belt role is that their focus expands. It's not just about leading projects anymore, it's about leading high-impact projects. But beyond that, they become mentors. They're coaching the green and yellow belts. They're the ones really driving cultural change from the inside. And that's why the bar is set so high. We're talking advanced training and a proven track record of multiple successful projects.
So, if you want a really simple way to remember the difference, think of it like this. The green belt is a part-time project leader. They fix specific things. The black belt, they are a full-time transformation leader. They're not just fixing a process, they're changing the entire system. And that brings us to the very top, the strategic brain of the whole operation, the master black belt.
The master black belt is playing a totally different game. They've moved beyond the day-to-day of running projects. Instead, they are the grand strategists, the architects shaping the entire improvement program for the whole company.
So what are they actually doing? Well, their focus is purely big picture, enterprise-level strategy. They're the mentor's mentor, guiding the black belts. They're in the boardroom, advising executives. And their most important job is making sure that every single Six Sigma initiative, big or small, is perfectly aligned with the company's main business goals. And yeah, you can't just take a class for this one. This level is earned through years of extensive experience and a portfolio of proven, incredible results.
Okay, that was a lot to take in. So let's put it all together and look at the whole system at a glance.
This chart really tells the whole story, doesn't it? You can see the progression so clearly. You start with white and yellow belts, where it's all about awareness and participation. Practically zero strategic influence. Then, bam, you hit green belt and project leadership kicks in. For black belts, that leadership becomes their full-time focus with some serious strategic influence. And then, at the very top, the master black belt leaves project execution behind completely to focus 100% on enterprise-level strategy and coaching.
And really, that's the key thing to take away from all this. It's a complete system. It's not just about having a few experts. From the basic awareness of a white belt to the grand strategy of a master black belt, every single person has a critical role to play. It's like a sports team. You need every player on the field to win. And that's exactly how you build a powerful, lasting culture of continuous improvement.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Now that you've seen the whole ladder, take a look at your own organization. To tackle your biggest challenges, what's the next level of expertise you really need to build? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining me.